when I wrote my book, The Truth About Crypto, which debuted at #1 on Amazon in 2021, I acknowledged that although this is a really big deal, ordinary mere mortals, the ordinary everyday average investor, and the typical investment advisor still don't get it, don't really want to get it, and are afraid of it. And so I said to them back then in my book, 1% allocation. To the point you made, Scott, just we're desperate to get people to get engaged at all. And I said, just do 1%. And my rationale was, if this thing performs as we think it will, a very tiny allocation will have a material impact on your portfolio in a good way. But if it blows up, if Bitcoin does become worthless, if the government does ban it, well, so what if you lose 1%? That's not going to harm you. It's not going to destroy your future financial security. In other words, it's safe to put a toe in the water. And I knew that once you got engaged and put a toe in the water and went down that rabbit hole, it would be the door opener to you increasing your engagement and eventually doing more. So I said 1% in 2021. And over the last 4 years, most in our industry have said that, as you've noted. Low single digits was the phrase. Get off zero. Okay, fine. That made sense back then, because back then we didn't know if the government would ban it. We didn't know if consumers would use it. We didn't know if investors would be interested. We didn't know if there would be technological obsolescence. Might the next thing come out and ruin or destroy or make Bitcoin obsolete the way Netflix did to Blockbuster? So there was a lot of risk. But today, it's totally different. Whereas we went through 4 years of Joe Biden and Gary Gensler and Kamala Harris, now we have Donald Trump, who has made it very clear that he wants to make the United States the crypto capital of the planet. We have every member of his cabinet personally owning Bitcoin, every economics member of his cabinet, the secretaries of Treasury, of Labor, of
Health and Human Services.
Absolutely right. The head of the SEC, the head of CFTC, the head of the OCC, head of FDIC, everybody is strongly supportive of crypto, which is why Congress, now majorities in both houses supporting it, just passed the Genius Act last week, along with 2 other major pieces of legislation that will get to the president within a month or so. This is transformative, never happened before. In other words, from a risk perspective, Bitcoin is actually far less risky today than it was 5 years ago. But at the same time, the growth potential remains. In fact, it's even better than before, because we're about to see institutional engagement on a massive global scale in a way we've never seen. And that is why you can feel very comfortable, even if you're a conservative investor, having at least 10% of your portfolio in crypto. And if you're an aggressive investor, 40% and everything in between.